to the Leadership Lounge. Welcome to the Leadership Lounge. I'm Dr. Williams, and we're talking about this morning how relationally intelligent are you? Like, how relationally intelligent are you? How do you know where and when to properly place people in your life? Like, how relationally intelligent are you? And one of the biggest things that I've noticed in leadership is not that people don't have the capacity to lead, not that people don't have the ability to be great, to articulate a mission or a vision or purpose, but people don't know how to properly place people in their leadership capacity so that they can grow and so that other people can grow. Listen to this: properly placed people prevent problems. So the relationally intelligent leader knows how to properly place people to maximize their effect and their efficiency, right? And if you're not relationally intelligent in your leadership, then you're likely not relationally intelligent in your personal life. And the wrong person in the wrong place relationally will derail anything you're trying to do. That's what we're going to talk about for a few moments this morning. Relational intelligence in leadership. Listen to this. The key to successful leadership today is not authority, it's influence. Let me say that again. The key to successful leadership today is not authority, it is influence. In fact, John C. Maxwell says this. He says that leadership is influence. And so, who are you influencing and who are you allowing to influence you is all a part of being relationally intelligent. Who are you influencing and who are you allowing to influence you? Because your ability to manage those relationships with the people who are closest to you or the people who are in the outer parts of your circle directly correlate with your ability to lead people. Who are you allowing to influence you and who are you influencing? And great leaders understand that leadership, successful leadership, great leadership is not about authority, it's about influence. So how are you influencing people in your leadership capacity? Listen, your greatest leadership asset isn't your vision, it's your ability to connect with people. And a lot of people go into positions, new positions, they elevate, they get higher, they get better, right? But they get better based off of their ability to relate to people, to connect with people. And your ability to connect with people is going to determine how great of a leader you can become, not just your ability to articulate a vision. Because if you can articulate a vision, yet you cannot get the people to carry that vision out, how great of a leader are you really? Your greatest leadership asset is your ability to connect with people. People may admire your talent, but they follow your character. Let me say that again. People may admire your talent, your capacity, your knowledge, your skill set, but they don't follow that. They follow your character. So relational intelligence is a big part of how you're able to engage people. How am I able to get my vision across to people in a way that causes them to want to run and do it if I'm not relationally intelligent? See, it's not just about relational intelligence. It's not just about how you treat people. It's about how you place people. Let me say that again. Relational intelligence is not just about how you treat people. It's about how you place people. And if you have the wrong people in the wrong places, then you're not going to maximize your abilities. What's going on? You're not going to maximize your abilities or theirs. Listen, every conversation that you have with the people that follow you are either deposits of trust or it withdraws trust. Listen, how well do the people that follow you trust you? We're going to get into that a little bit. Do they trust you to lead them? And the only way they're going to trust you is not just your articulation of your vision and mission, it's how you treat them. And the biggest problem in leadership, whether or not you're talking about school leadership, whether or not you're talking about any type of business or organization, the biggest problem in leadership is that people do not leave places, they leave leaders. And they typically leave leaders because leaders struggle with relational intelligence. They don't know how to treat people. And to the degree that you garner or you cherish your ability to treat people well and support people is the degree to which you're going to see your leadership escalate. How well do you treat people? Do people know that you care about them? Do you have the right people in the right places? Right? Because it's not just about how you're treating them, it's the position that you're putting them in relation to their proximity to you. Listen, I want to give you 4 things that you need to do to be a relationally intelligent leader. Here's one thing: you need to take inventory of your relationships. Take inventory. Look at in your workplace. Who do you have in your inner circle? Who is in your outer circle? Who is furthest from you and why? See, some people you need in your inner circle because you need their perspective. Maybe they're not right up under you on the totem pole, but you need their perspective because they can see more than you see. They may not hold the job title to be in your inner circle, but they hold a perspective that you need to effectively lead. Listen, in my leadership capacity, I don't just talk to other school leaders. I talk to everybody. I have a great relationship with people in the cafeteria. I have a great relationship with the hall monitors. I have a great relationship with people who have a different perspective than I may have because they're able to help me understand a better way to lead. So you take inventory of your relationships. Are the people that are closest to you contributing to your growth? If that answer is no, then they're in the wrong place. How are they contributing to your growth? Maybe they're not contributing anything as far as their intellectual ability, but they're contributing a different perspective that you would not have if they weren't in your circle. Is your core group of associates making you stronger or weaker? Is the core group of the people that are around you making you a stronger leader or a weaker leader? And if that answer is weaker, you've got to reevaluate the placement. Remember, properly placed people prevent problems. You've got to reevaluate the placement of those people. So the first thing you have to do if you're going to be a relationally intelligent leader is you have to take inventory of your relationships. Listen, all of this applies to leadership, right? But it equally applies to your personal life. Because if you've got people in your inner circle that's not contributing to your growth as a person, then you got to do some reevaluating. You've got to come back to the table and say, hey, do I really need this person as close as I have them? Do I need them at all? And sometimes maybe you're contributing to them and they're not contributing the same thing back to you, and that's okay. And that's a problem we have in relational intelligence. We think that is always 50-50. Every relationship is not 50-50. Sometimes you're doing more depositing than you are getting back from that particular person. But all relationships are also not forever. They're seasonal. So you have to take inventory of your relationships. Here's the second thing you have to do. You need to value people before productivity. That's a difficult one. You value people before productivity. If you are too concerned with productivity that you're not concerned about the person, then the person is not going to produce on the level that you need them to. Your team is your people. They're not your tools. Let me say that again. Your team is your people. They're not your tools. See, tools, what you do with tools is a rake, when you go out in the yard, is you use it to rake up what you need to do, and then you put it back in the garage. And it sits in the garage until you need it again. But people, you have to actually care about to get the most production out of them, because they have a will. The rake doesn't have a will. It does whatever you make it do. But people are important because they carry out the mission and the vision. So your team is your people. They're not your tools. You're not using them. You're caring for them. You are stewarding them so that they will be productive, not just for you, not just for the organization, but hopefully in your leadership capacity, you are building something in people that makes them better at everything they do. Right. I'm in school leadership. So my teachers should not just be getting better as teachers. They should be becoming better husbands and wives and whatever it is that they do in their personal life, because of how I lead them for that 10 hours a day. People will forget what you say, not how you make them feel. Listen, I worked one time with a leader who was a great leader. And I've used this example before, but she would say things like, I ain't got time to ask about how they dog doing, how they kids doing and all that. I don't have time for that. I'm here for this reason. And when you have that perspective, sometimes you don't maximize what people will give you when they know that you care about them, when they know that you care about their personal life, what they're going through, what they're facing. People will produce more for you professionally when you value them before you value the productivity. You'll get the best out of them when they know you care about them. Listen more than you speak. Celebrate people publicly, but correct people privately. Let me say that again. If you value people before productivity, you do these things. You listen more than you speak. You celebrate people publicly, and you correct people privately. Most people do not respond well to public correction. They respond well to private correction. And ultimately, if it's not about just correcting the person, if it's about growing the person, watch this, then if I correct them privately, even though I want to call them out in front of everybody, if I correct them privately, then I ultimately get what I need out of them more. That's called coaching. See, sometimes you got to fuss at a player. Sometimes you gotta fuss at someone to get them to respond to you. But most times when you pull them aside and say, hey, this is what the expectation was, and this is what you did, now you get more out of them. Listen, you take inventory of your relationships. You value people before productivity. Here's the third thing. You build trust through steady emotions. See, relational intelligence is about how people relate to you and you relate to those people in your life. But watch this. People relate to leaders who know how to manage and lead themselves. See, if you go to 100, every time the situation is at 100, people know that you are an out of control leader. If you've got to raise your voice every time somebody else raises their voice, people know that you're an out of control leader. People follow steady emotions. Listen, I don't run to nothing, because the energy that you bring to the situation is, as the leader, is typically how the problem gets solved or not solved. And if you go in at 100 all the time, then you're going to have to stay at 100 to solve the problem. And it won't be solved at 100. You have to know how to have steady emotional intelligence so that people will be comfortable leading or being led by you. And that's why people who are overly emotional, who don't know how to channel their emotions and manage themselves and lead themselves, are typically not the best leaders. And see, there are people who are overly emotional, right, in their capacity, in their personality. But when they get into leadership, when they get in situations, they know how to tone it down. They know how to bring peace to turmoil. They know how to make what is crooked straight, because they know how to channel it at the right time. And as a leader, people will follow you if you know how to have steady, consistent emotions. You don't want to leave people guessing. You want people to know, if Doc come handle this situation, this how Doc gonna handle this now. Doc ain't coming in here fussing and yelling at y'all. Doc ain't doing anything. Doc gonna come in steady, smooth, peaceful. And the problem, even when parents come in, sometimes you have parents, and I really hadn't had this in a long time, but sometimes parents will come in on 100 and they yell it and they cussing. And I stand there and I say, whenever you're ready to talk to me, then we'll talk. If I'll walk away until you get yourself together. We're not going to 100 together. We're going to stay right here. And if you can't stay right here, then you come back when you're ready to stay right there. You've got to have emotional regulation, right? And sometimes in relational intelligence, in order for people to follow you, watch this, difficult conversations become necessary. You have to talk to people about where they're falling short. And there are so many different ways to do that. And I don't want to take time to talk about all the different ways it is to do that. Sometimes it's face-to-face. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's leaving a note with a person to let them know, hey, I want you to consider this. It's the way that you do it. And as you work on those things in your professional capacity, those communication skills become meta skills that help you lead in other aspects of your life well. Having difficult conversations is necessary to building your relational intelligence. Difficult conversations are necessary. Your emotions in those conversations, in those situations, set the atmosphere for your team. Everybody is watching how you respond in times of crisis. Everybody is watching how you respond when only you can solve the problem. When it's above their pay scale, as people say, everybody's watching. And so you are either building trust with those people that follow you, watch this, or they're losing trust for you, because people respond to steady emotions. Watch this. Number 4 is this, and it's the last one. After you've taken inventory of your relationships, after you value people before productivity, after you build trust with people through steady emotions, watch this, here's the last thing. You have to place people properly to maximize growth. Place people. Remember, I led with this. Properly placed people prevent problems. You place people properly to maximize growth. Now, here it is. Here it is. Sometimes that's difficult to do. But the placement of the people around you will determine how well you excel in your role. The placement of people around you will determine how well they excel because of your leadership. Some people have to be close to you for you to help them, and some people need to be further away. Listen, some people you have to keep close because of their perspective. And some people you have to keep further away because of their perspective. And sometimes, watch this, those people are not the traditional people that need to be in your inner circle. Sometimes those are not the traditional people that need to be in your cabinet. Sometimes you need to go out and find people who don't think like you, who have a different perspective than you, who are maybe looking from the bottom up and you're looking from the top down. And those people together can create a perspective that the organization has never had before, because you are allowing perspective to guide your placement. And inside of perspective, you have to also know what people's motives are, because they may have the right perspective, but they have the wrong motive. And if you can't discern that as a leader and you put them too close to you, they're going to betray you. They're going to put you in compromising positions. They may have a different perspective, but the wrong motive. Listen, who needs to be close to you? And what do they need? Listen, I work with so many different people, a lot of people, but my closest group of people, I know who needs to be close. I know who needs me around them every day. Who needs me to come by and check on them every day, and who is saying, you know what, I'm good. Doc, you can come check on me once a day and I'm good. You can come check on me twice a week and I'm good. You have those people. And then there are certain people that I talk to on a regular that I keep close to me, that's nowhere close to me on the totem pole, because their perspective helps me see things that the typical leader wouldn't see. Who do you need at a distance, and why? Relational intelligence is about knowing where people should be placed in your life or in your leadership capacity in order for you to be successful and in order for them to be successful. And when they're successful and you're successful, your mission and your vision gets carried out in such a way that is productive. Listen, maybe you work in a place where it's only one person around you. You still got to know how to place them. You still got to know how to support them. You still got to know what they bring to the table. And you only know that not through seeing their capacity to do the job, but also through knowing who they are. What motivates them, what drives them, what moves them. Listen, and all of these principles work in your personal life. And that's not what we're here to talk about, but still, all of these principles work in your personal life. You got to take inventory of your relationships. Do you have the right friends? Do you have the right homeboys? Do you have the right girlfriends? Right? And then once you discern that, do you value them? Do you build trust with them? And then do you place them properly in your life? These are tough questions, so that you are productive as a person. Listen, relational intelligence is not just about how well you lead and build relationships with people, although that is probably the most important part. But relational intelligence is also about how you place people in your leadership, in your capacity, in your personal life, so that they maximize your ability. Watch this. And you maximize their ability. Listen, maybe as you move forward, this is the first week of July, right? Maybe as you move forward for the second half of the year, for the third quarter of the year, maybe as you move forward, maybe you need to reevaluate how relationally intelligent you are. Maybe if you're going to reach those goals that you set forth on January 1, maybe you need to stop on July 7th and reevaluate your relational intelligence. Have you been treating the wrong person wrongly? Have you been treating the wrong person in a way that you shouldn't have been treating them because you weren't relationally intelligent to know how to move forward? That's difficult. If you're going to move forward in your leadership, it's not just about your vision. It's not just about your mission. It's not just about wearing your suit and tie. It's not about projecting yourself as the leader. It's not about projecting yourself as the one that has it all together. It's about relational intelligence and capacity. How well do you treat those that follow you? And how well do you place them in positions to help you grow, to help your organization grow, and to help them grow? Listen, relational intelligence might be your problem. Share this out with as many leaders as you can, to as many people as you can, because maybe you've got that friend that needs to be more relationally intelligent. Maybe you've got that friend that's placing people in the wrong places and is causing turmoil in their life, or causing turmoil in your life. Maybe you've got that friend. Listen, relational intelligence is a critical part of your leadership, and it is imperative that you build it, study it, focus on it, because after all, your mission and vision is going to fall to the ground if you're not relationally intelligent. Listen, leave me a comment below. Facebook, YouTube, leave me a comment below. Like, share, and subscribe. And remember this, if nobody's following you, you're just walking. Until the next time.